Hi guys. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving or a holiday, however you want to say it, and you enjoyed spending time with your families.
Those of you that are spiritual, you should know that animals feel energy. And there's Libby. So especially cats work on the astral plane. So cats will come around as I'm giving readings to protect me against dark energy. They work the astral plane. They make sure that I'm okay. So you will see cats, okay, and you might hear a dog or two. I have put all the problem dogs away. I have my good dogs out. And as we get towards the end, they might start complaining because they want out because this is done kind of late. So, there is a dog here that's deaf, and he does bark at vibration or energy. So keep that in mind. Okay, I just want to explain that. So, I just, when people say, "Oh, well, your animals are distracting," sorry, that's just cats are gonna do that, and that's why I have them, is to protect me against dark energy. Okay, they also feel energy, so that's why they act up at certain times. Pay attention to them; you might learn something. Another thing, so Tammy she's great. She's a good friend of mine. And I have her on because she helps me pull more information. How she does it, I don't know. I don't know if it's the fact that she's sitting there and she's telling me yes. Okay, she doesn't even have to validate the information. I am bouncing off of her, meaning that she is saying yes as I'm talking. Therefore, it keeps my confidence going, and I'm able to pull more information, because otherwise I kind of sit there. I'm an Aquarius. I fight with my mind. I sit there and I go, you know what? I don't know if this is right, but if I have her there, she kind of pushes me to it. Okay. And she helps the energy flow. I've noticed that I get more information with her than without her. If you watch the differences in my in the first reading I did with Quentin, and how I got a straight up 2 locations and everything about him, it was amazing. So she does push the energy. So please be nice to her. I don't want to hear any more complaint about her, or if her kid makes an appearance, because she is a mom, and sometimes she is alone with her kids, and sometimes how kids can be. I also do keep it very, very gentle, and therefore the kid's not hearing anything he wouldn't on the TV, and he's not even paying attention. So keep that in mind, and try not to tell her how to parent. Okay, so I am just explaining those things because those are some good things those are some things that came in that I wanted to address for new people. Exactly. It's called Life, and this is not a Fox production, and I don't have a studio, and she doesn't have a studio, and this is just, I hope we try to make so that you're comfortable. Okay? So being comfortable, it's important to us, and we want you to feel like family. That's why we do it this way. Okay. People that vibe with me are going to be in my tribe. They're going to be the ones that come here and subscribe. And I just rhymed. So support me are down below. If you would like a reading, everything is down below, and how to reach me and support me, everything like that. So as you guys know, information can be past, present, or future. It can be symbolic or have multiple meanings. Spirit will sometimes use my experiences and or my references or how I relate to something to try to explain what they're trying to say. So it's also how we perceive the information. I may perceive the information wrong sometimes. I am not perfect. I am not a mystical being. I'm not always going to be right. But I think that Spirit does pretty good job in explaining what they explain to me, and me understanding what they're explaining. I've been doing this for a long time, and I pretty much can get the idea of what they're trying to tell me. However, it is how we perceive the information. So do keep that in mind. And I've been going over this in my mind for the past, since the last time I did a reading. It's constantly there. It's constantly there. So I'm going to do 4 readings. I'm going to do one for each of the victims. I'm going to do something else, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because not what I'm here to do. I'm here to find the truth, but it's about energy exchange. Okay? Everything is energy exchange. So, I think I've kind of when it comes to cases and things, okay, we have to put the puzzle pieces together. Everything has to sort of fit. People keep throwing this guy at me. No, he doesn't have blue eyes. It's not him. Spirit is adamant about the blue eyes. Okay, they're adamant about the blue eyes. Also, going back to my first reading, the older guy, I want to think that this guy is older. Okay, sometimes it has a hard time. Sometimes I have a hard time to like people clearly look younger than they are. But, I really think that he's older. He puts that vibe off, but I think sometimes he feels younger to me for some odd reason. I need to send Tammy the hold on. So I just, I'm not going to be watching chat because there was somebody else that said that I took a name off of what they said. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I didn't even see anything. So I don't look at the chat because it distracts me. You can validate in the chat, however, Shazam, Vanished and Forgotten, whichever one she wants to go by on here, is going to be validating. She can look at the chat for me, and she will she'll let me know what I'm hitting on. Okay. There's lots of validations that I got that I didn't realize last time. Maddie, her middle name is May. That came out in the last reading. Um, I'm not thinking this is anybody that we've looked at. I don't even think it's anybody we know. I feel like it's a stalker, online stalker. I was thinking about this stuff before I got on here. She's been coming in since before I got on here. I decided to do her because I kept seeing her today. I was going to originally go with Ethan and I changed my mind because I kept seeing her and I feel like she was the intended victim. That's something I've always felt since the beginning. So, again, like I've said since the beginning, before everybody else started saying it, this is Ted Bundy vibes. This is the vibe that I get. This is a serial killer. He did a spree killing, but I feel like that has that serial killer energy to it. Okay. So again, because the references of the Ted Bundy, and also someone mentioned that guy that they named the Scream after that listened to George Michael while he was killing someone. Yeah. So it's kind of a mix of those two things, which means he's psychologically messed up. Just putting that out there. Okay. So there is a playlist. So if you go to my playlist, you can find the readings on there. It says Idaho 4. Okay. Try to go from the beginning to the end. I will get things that surround the case. I will get connections. People that I name do not necessarily mean they are the killer. It can be connections, okay? Connections to the killer, connections to them. They will mention personal things. They will mention personal people. It doesn't mean that they're involved, okay? You guys have to keep that in mind, especially when I'm channeling just one person. There may be it may be a lot, you know what I mean? A lot around it, not necessarily just that person. I am going to try to get as much on him as I can because I feel that's most important. We're going to see how this goes. Um, I thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that, Born Pack Rat. So I did always connect to every single one of the victims in my other readings, but it was more like, here, I'm going to get some from this person. Here, I'm going to get some from this person. I thought if I kind of split it up, I might be able to get a little bit more. Madison seems like the stronger one for some reason to me. She might not be like that to everybody else, but she is like that to me. She's the one that I zoned in on right away in the first reading. So I'm going to find her picture and we're going to get going because I can't breathe all of a sudden. I'm really having a hard time breathing, which means chest area usually. And there may be stuff repeated, but it's going to be coming repeated from the stuff that I got in the prior reading. Sometimes I repeat it because it's important, and sometimes not only will they repeat it, but they will mention facts. Okay, I do not look at things. I do not go and I do not look at videos. I do not look at the news. I stay away from the case as long as I'm working on it. Okay. So keep that in mind. I if I get facts, I did not Google it. Okay, I just get it because Spirit gives it to me. I will mention everything that I get, no matter what. Keep in mind that I do get interconnects, so not everything may fit here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sometimes I get stuff on future cases that are similar. All right, so looking for my darn picture that I had. I had a picture of her because I made the photo that I made. Darn it, where did it go? Oh, must have been on my computer. I don't know if I can zoom in on this one. We'll try it. Okay. I'm gonna not look at the chat anymore. Well, I'm gonna bring on Vanish and Forgotten and Ungotten, and then I'm gonna get rid of the chat. Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Okay. I can't breathe all of a sudden. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. That's my caffeine. All right, here we go. I'm getting off the comments.
Okay.
All right. I'm having a very, very hard time breathing. It's so bad. I usually don't have this hard time. It's like a huge, huge pressure on my chest.
Yeah.
Which she's kind of showing me why I'm getting that, but I'm gonna tell her I need to go back to the beginning. And again, I'm gonna get some repeating visions here. Because I'm going back to the beginning. I'm gonna try to describe more of what I see from the beginning. So I really think this all started at the bar, but there's interesting. She keeps showing me and this came in before the computer. Like she was in contact with someone on the computer. She might not have known. You know what? Let me turn that off. Sorry. I always forget. Okay. So I really feel like I don't know if someone was watching her on her computer, like through social media, because it feels like someone, because like they did TikTok videos and stuff, or some kind of dancing videos, or like TikTok videos where they're dancing and doing that kind of stuff, like reenactments and stuff. And I feel like someone got this fascination over her. I really feel drawn to Maddie as Maddie being the one, and I've always felt that since the beginning. But it feels like from what I'm seeing is I'm seeing someone sitting and watching like social media.
Okay.
And I'd be curious if she did anything with her location to say where she was going to be and not think about it, because sometimes people forget to turn off their location.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting something with the phone and the location.
Okay.
And so what she shows me kind of in the bar. There's a guy, he's sitting I feel like it's like at the corner or the end of the bar, somewhere where it's kind of shadowy and people might not recognize him.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's a pool table in this bar, but there is a reference to a pool table, and I don't know what that means. That came in before, I think. But I see him with a hat on. His hair kind of sticks out the bottom of the hat. Okay. And he's got like a thicker jacket on. It reminds me one of those, maybe like possible corduroy, or I don't know what kind of. It's like a thicker type jacket, and it looks like a dark color, but I want to say brown. Okay, and I do feel like he's got jeans and boots on, not tennis shoes, boots.
Okay.
So I feel like he's the type that wear boots, not tennis shoes. And again, he feels older to me. Okay. So like the very beginning, because then I was like, well, I don't know. I can't really tell the age, because sometimes he feels younger. That might just be that for one, he might look young for his age, or for two, he might just do young things, like you be immature kind of, or something like that. But he feels older, like at least in his 40s.
Okay.
I mean, he could be a little younger than that, but that's just what he feels like to me. Okay. It's hard to feel the energy of people and their ages sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a beard and mustache, but I feel like shaved after this.
Oh, okay.
Because they show me with a beard and mustache, and then they show me without it, like a baby face.
Yeah.
I do feel like he has blue eyes. Actually, he has Ted Bundy eyes. Like, if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. But
Okay.
there's that Ted Bundy reference that keeps coming in.
Yes.
And I think even because I was trying to get a good look at him, the one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I'm not sure what the length that is now. It feels it's brown, so it kind of comes across as like maybe the same color as Ted, but sometimes maybe it seems lighter. You know, like sometimes in different times of the year, depending your hair can be like a lighter brown or a regular brown. I do feel like it's brown.
Okay.
I think he did have a mustache and beard at this time because they're showing him to me like that, but then it's weird. She shows me the baby face, like how he looks without it. Okay.
Okay.
I hear the word elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. And she keeps talking about one dimple here. And there's something about, like, you know how sometimes people have like the dimple on their chin or something on their chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a reference to I keep getting with the Adam's apple is more defined than what you would normally see. There's something about that keeps coming in about the Adam's apple.
Okay.
So I really feel like he possibly followed her there. There's something I feel like she maybe left her location on, or she posted that she was from the bar, because I get pictures of her taking pictures with her and Kaylee, however you say your name, and whoever else was there. Like, you know how sometimes people take selfies? I'm seeing that, like, taking selfies. So I don't know if she was actually posting,
Okay.
or if she posted before that's where she was going to be. But there's something about, yes, she was vigilant. She always paid attention to herself, but and where she paid attention to what was going on around her. But I don't think her social media presence wasn't locked down.
Okay.
Like, people knew what she was doing, or she was very big social media. Like, that's how she comes across.
Yeah.
What do you call those people that are like, I don't know what you call them, like the people on TikTok. You call them, there's a word for them. The ones that are on social media and stuff. I can't think of the name of what they're called. What people refer to them as. So for some reason, she's showing me a reference of her in a bikini. So I don't know if that's like a picture that he saw, or I don't really know what that's about. I'm not really sure why she's showing me that. But I see him, he's drinking, and I feel like he drinks a lot. This came in before with the alcoholic. I think that came in before. And there is
Okay.
I feel like there is some drug use that came in before as well. But the alcoholic came in before. And so also maybe if they ventured to this bar a lot, he might have been there more than once. I hear regular. So he's possibly a regular at this bar, and probably maybe not anymore. Or maybe he doesn't go as often. I don't think he's changed his habits too much, because I feel like it would be too obvious if he did. Okay. So I feel like the clues lie within that bar, of especially the bartender or someone that may have, maybe a regular there, that kind of acts strangely, or is just like by himself, kind of a loner. Now, I honestly, I don't get a partner in this. I don't feel another energy. I don't see another energy. I just get him. Now,
Okay.
he might have another type personality with himself.
Yeah. Were you thinking influencers? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes, influencers. That's the word I was trying to think of. Thank you so much. Like, that's what she reminds me of, is like an influencer.
Okay.
And I don't know if she was just trying to be that, or she, was that. But she says Instagram. There's something about Instagram. I don't know if this person followed her on Instagram or that's where he first got the obsession, but I feel like she doesn't. I feel like it feels like I'm stalking in the shadows, but I may have talked to her before, but she didn't know it was me. That kind of comes across. Okay. I'm trying to see what happened after this because she's showing me her laughing, giggling, having a good time. I think she notices him. It's kind of like, you know. I'd be curious what that bar looks like because I can almost see it. It's almost like he's sitting like at the corner. I don't know if it's like a wraparound, but like, how like bars have like the wraparound bar things. I kind of get reminded of like how the old bar I used to go to where I used to live, it kind of like goes like this and it wraps around. It's almost like he's at the end or at the corner around that area. So there's something with his hands, meaning that they're calloused or he uses them a lot. They show me oil, so he could possibly do mechanic work. I think this came in before, but I don't know if it's for a job or just hobby. Okay. But I get a lot of the alcohol fuels his demons kind of thing. He's a sexual predator. But I feel like he can't perform the way that and it comes across as jealousy, obsession. You don't think I'm good enough for you.
Yeah.
That's the way that's what's kind of fueling the fire. Okay.
Okay.
This was planned. This was meticulously planned. And like I said, I think he followed her there for that night. He knew they were going to be drinking. Usually when people are drinking, they can't fight back if they're sleeping. Like that's kind of how it comes across. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. Okay. I'm sorry. Seriously, that's what I heard, like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like, and he's not as charming and not as smart. But he's still smart. He's not completely stupid. I feel like he did go to that college. And that's where the alma mater comes in. I also feel like he may have been a fraternity. He may have played sports. Like, I feel like, but at the same time, he was an outcast. But it comes across as he may have possibly have sort of a temper and been kind of weird in college. And he might have even dropped out or been kicked out. And this goes back to the record thing. I feel like he does have a record, but I feel like it's for battery or something like that. Like that's coming in again, and it came in the beginning. So going back to the very first reading, it's all correct. It's she's just revalidating that because I've been questioning it. Because everybody's talking the fraternity and blah 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 blah, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's anybody that knew her in that way. And I definitely don't get that it's an ex-boyfriend or a boyfriend because Spirit will usually say, yes, that's it. I don't think it's the neighbor. I do think he lives within walking distance, though, or he can walk to their house because I don't get a car. It doesn't mean he doesn't have a car. It just means I didn't get that he used the car that night. And I feel like he was stalking her. He knows the layout of the area. He knows how to get in and out. Like, I feel like, how sometimes people scope out places and then so that they can act on it later. And I'm getting chills with that. Kind of like if you're going to go case a joint to go rob it, like that's what it was. I also feel like for some reason, I don't know if they had older people come to that house for parties or if it was just a college thing, because I almost feel like he's been in that house, but she didn't know who he was. Because the weird thing is I feel like he might have dressed younger, and I see him there like holding a cup like he's at a party. Like,
Okay.
people stand around with the red cups or whatever. I see that. And it's possibly that he tried to like, I think he looks younger for his age and he acts younger.
Right.
So I don't really think, and it's almost like I see him with a hoodie at that point. No, it's
Okay.
not the same hoodie guy on the camera. This is just, he
Right.
just had one up during that. I know that guy seems like he's a good candidate, but I honestly don't feel that he's not matching for me. I think the only reason that they were referencing him is maybe he saw something. He might know the person, seen the person, or the eyes are the same. Like this part of the face is the same. Okay. So
Okay.
that's why they will reference people like that. I feel a lurking feeling. He followed them, but he followed them from far away. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if she was posting like where she was going. Cause I keep getting this like I'm checking the post to see where she's at, or I'm checking the post to see what she's doing kind of thing. Okay. This guy idolizes serial killers and horror movies. He will have a collection. He will have a collection of knives and swords. That comes in very strongly. I also feel like for some reason I get this odd thing, and I don't know if this is just symbolic for stalking, but I get pictures on the wall of her with like hearts around it and like scratched out stuff like that. So I don't know if he did stuff like that. I like when I say neighbor, I don't mean like it's not always right next door, like our neighbors are in our neighborhood. So I feel like he's within walking distance, or he could walk to the house. Okay. Or take a back way to the house.
Yeah.
I hear dropout, or like maybe he dropped out of college or something. But he's got a fascination with the younger girls like Ted did. But I think his are more blondes. Like, I don't know. He might not have any like real particular, just if they're really pretty. But I feel like he wanted to do this for a long time. He may have, and we just don't know about it. But I feel like there's something in the future that's going to come. I already see him, and this is not to scare anybody. Okay. But I already see him watching someone else. Okay. He's already watching another house, already watching someone else. I get the name Fred, which is weird. So he watched and he knew when they were going to go home, and he wanted to give him a chance to get home and stuff. I feel like he went by his house, got his stuff. Cause again, it comes in dressed in all black. I have a bag, contains everything I need. I also get some form of either prior military, prior ROTC, prior something like that comes in, which is weird because I got that in Delphi.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting that before, but they're showing me the fatigues now. And that could be, again, it could be ROTC when he was in college. It could be just prior military. But I don't feel like it was any. I'm not getting like a whole, like, I keep hearing Afghanistan, but I don't know if that means he was in Afghanistan, or that's kind of weird to hear that.
I'm not sure who Nick is, but they said Nick's middle name is Frederick.
Yeah, that's who we were talking about. No, it's not him. So I may have got him. I don't know why I got him, because I got a first and last name and 47, and their first and last name is in that 47 that's next to there. No, this guy's older. He's not anybody that we've looked at. I don't know why I got his first and last name and why he's in that apartment. Maybe he's seen him. Maybe he knows something. Maybe it's a different person and it's just a coincidence. I mean, I don't know. yes, we were looking at him because of those reasons. But this guy has has darker features, and he's older. I do get a lot of like cars and stuff around him, but again, that badge is coming in. I've been getting that security badge for a while, and I don't think it's
Yeah.
really campus security. It could be for anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's campus security. I don't think he would have
Okay.
passed. I don't even know how he could be like a security guard and pass a background check with his battery, unless it
Right.
wasn't something that was really bad, or depending on where he works for, if he was able to hide it or go under another alias, something like that, or they didn't do a background check. But I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Now that could have a bunch of different meanings, but I feel like he has maybe a couple jobs.
Okay.
I don't really, and that could be in his past as well. That might not mean that he just does it right now, but that could be something past that he did. But it's something I kind of can't let go of. It came in when I was talking to Tammy or Vanished and Forgotten, and I was talking to Angela, and I just kept seeing a security badge. I just kept seeing a security badge. So I don't know. But then I would see the flashing lights. So I don't know if that means he's gonna get caught or what. But I feel like he peeps in windows. This is a predator. This is a predator. This is not nobody's been looking at. Yes, the neighbor's creepy, but it's not him. It's not him. This guy, like I said, he feels older, but at the same time, maybe I couldn't figure out if he was older or younger because of the way he acts and his energy sometimes. Fudge. I lost her picture. 1 second. Ow, Libby. Jumped on me. This built up. This was something that built up and built up and built up until he acted on it. This is a fantasy that he acted out.
Not cool.
And he had anger towards all of them. I don't know if they were all friends. I mean, they were all friends, obviously, but I mean, I don't know if they hung out a lot or he saw him a lot or whatever. But it feels like, yes, she was the target, but the reason why it was all four was just because it was. They were all there, and it was like kind of like how spree killers are. They just act and they don't really care who's there. This was like that.
Okay.
But he's got like obsessive issues, and it's like, if I can't have you, no one else can, is kind of how it comes across. I think he's got to live around that neighborhood or really close to that neighborhood. I hear like a mile.
Okay.
I felt like he was closer before, but that might be because he was lurking closer, or he might know closer people.
Okay.
because I mean, I really did feel he was close, but a mile actually isn't that far.
Right.
But it's like he lives with between the. It's weird. I kind of feel like he lives with between the bar and their house. Like it comes across like I'm in the middle of that area, or I'm like in between the bar and the house. And I don't know. Do you hear people like live around the fraternities, because the fraternity keeps coming up?
Yep.
And I don't know if maybe he lives near the fraternity, or lives within a vicinity of the fraternity.
Right.
This was I mean, it's one of those things people need to just watch their surroundings, make sure you're locking your doors, have any protection that you need, because it's girls go in groups. I mean, it obviously didn't matter in this one, but he's a coward in the fact that he will come in. He kind of reminds me of, was it the Hillside Strangler? Or which one was it that used to come in and then people's houses at night? I can't remember what serial killer that was. He's like a bunch of them mixed in together. It's kind of weird. He's copycatting all these different serial killers. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because like I can see where it's very similar to Ted Bundy, but then I can see it's very similar to the Scream guy, and because he used a knife, and then I can see, he's breaking into people's houses. But again, Ted Bundy did that in the sorority one.
Golden State Killer. I had his picture in my head, but then Nan's put it in there.
The one that used to break into houses. I mean, he did this I think he did strangling or something. I don't remember. But this is a guy.
The Night Stalker.
Night Stalker. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Night Stalker. You're right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Kind of even resembles him a little. Like his hair is longer. I don't know if he's cut it. I keep getting curls. It's weird. Like they keep showing me curls, not what it looks like on him, but like either his hair's wavy or has curls to it or something, like when it's longer. And I can see it sticking out of like the bottom of the hat. That's one thing I keep getting.
Oh, Libby.
I feel like the bicycle kind of comes in. I don't know if he just rides a bike around there, or he rides it for his job, or exactly what that is. But I do feel like he walked there. Like I don't get it's weird. Like how can you walk there with no one seeing him? Unless he drove halfway and then walked, because I don't see a car pull up to the house. Like I don't see a car pull up. I don't see him get out. I see him like lurking in the shadows, like taking the dark undercover, and he knows where the cameras are and where they aren't. I think he knew that they didn't have cameras over there, because I think maybe he, again, used to, like, he knows the area. He knows there's a reason he knows the area.
Yeah.
But again, age is really hard with him. But I mean, I swear he kind of feels like, his 40s. Sometimes he feels younger to me.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, I mean, 40s isn't that old. I'm 40s.
Yes. Yeah.
45 comes in again. Maybe that is an age. The thing is I don't see two. I know people have asked me if there's two. I don't see two.
Yeah.
Every time that I zone in on him, I see him by himself. Every time I zone in on him, I only see him going into the house. Like these kind of killers don't normally work with partners. I mean, yes, serial killers do, but these kind don't. And so logically, like I only see him by. That doesn't mean that there isn't another one. It's just I'm not seeing him. And I'm I don't see him. They're not showing me him. They only show me this one guy. Working on getting kind of a sketch done. I don't know how accurate it's going to be, but because it's not like I'm looking at a picture of him. It's like I'm getting a blurry vision in my head, or they're showing me bits and pieces. Like they'll show me the curly hair, and then they'll show me the pointy nose. Like they show it to me separately, and then I have to try to to explain it to the person. They have to try it together. So, but I do get walking distance, and she keeps saying a mile.
Okay.
Like within a mile. But it's again, I feel like he's somewhere in between that area of the bar and the house. It comes across that way. I don't feel like I live really far from the house. Like I feel like I visit it a lot and I walk there.
Oh, yeah.
That might be if they went there a lot, that might be where his fascination came from. Like where he first saw her or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very stealth. So I know everybody's saying, oh, it's a younger person, it was sloppy. It's going to be sloppy for what he did. That doesn't mean he left a lot of evidence. Because again, I feel like this was very planned. I feel like he wore gloves, and I get like the thicker gloves. I feel like he I feel like he was on all black. That's the way it comes across. He's on all black, and he has a mask, except for you can see his, where his eyes are. And that's why for a while I was only seeing the blue eyes. They just kept showing that to me. And there's something that happened. I don't know if it happened different with her than with the others. I'm not really sure that I'm understanding that right. I mean, I know cops are thinking that this is isolated and targeted. Yes, it was, but he can target someone else. Like it was targeted on her, but he can. I feel like again, this is a serial killer vibe. This is something he's going to get that thirst again as soon as he gets the opportunity. It might not even be in the same area because all the cops are there. He might go somewhere else. Because I see him sitting. Now he's sitting in a car watching, but I can't get the car. I only see it from the inside. What does a Dodge Durango look like? Because I heard the words Dodge Durango.
Okay.
Is that a truck or something?
I'm waiting for somebody to respond. SUV.
Oh, it's an SUV? Do they make them in trucks or no? No, it's only an SUV?
I'm waiting. I don't know.
I'll have to Google that when I'm done and see. I just hear those words.
Everybody's saying SUV.
Okay. A Durango isn't something I would normally know about or see or say, so I kind of popped in there.
Blazer type.
know, it comes across as like a gray or silver color, I think. Or a lighter. It's a lighter color. I think the darker vehicle I was seeing was the one that took him there, because someone told me that was a darker vehicle. So I think that's why it was a dark vehicle. I was getting because sometimes I'll go from start to finish. And
Okay.
so in the first reading, I was getting a darker vehicle, and someone told me that they actually all got in a darker vehicle and came home.
So I somewhere said it's just like her Tahoe.
Oh, okay. I still want to look it up, but that's interesting because that's not like a name that I know or a word I know.
Right.
So you know what I mean? It's not like a car I would ever think of. So I think it's important. Here, 1997.
Right.
So I'd be curious if it's not a 1997 Dodge Durango. I don't know what that looks like. I can't really see it. They're just she's saying that word to me. She's saying that to me.
Okay.
I hear her laughing. She's super bubbly. She's got that really outgoing personality. I feel like everybody loved her. She says I was a little stuck up at times though. I hear the word sorority sister. So is she also in a sorority? Yeah.
I think they were.
Okay. I see. I was asking everybody about alpha, beta, gamma yesterday because that kept coming to my head.
Yeah.
And then so we looked at the map today because we were looking at and alpha, beta, gamma is right next door. So I think that's interesting. I don't know if that's hers, but I was asking everybody before I knew about that. But she's talking about sorority girls, sisterhood. There's a reference to tattoos, people getting tattoos in memory, and also something specific being done. I don't know if it's a memorial or like their pictures up on the wall in a memorial at the sorority house. There's something about something being done like that that's like a big deal.
Okay.
And I wonder if the tattoos have names in them because I keep seeing their name or her name, Maddie. So I wonder.
It said 2 survivors got tattoos.
I wonder what they look like. I think there's going to be some sorority girls too that get them. It feels like there's going to be like I hear matching, but there's something about her, like her name that's somewhere.
It says with their
But
initials.
I see it written out. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm wondering if this guy got drugs from the house. I don't know what kind he uses. It feels like he's able to hide it because he can kind of hold down a job. Alcohol's the big thing with him, but I still think he does other things. I'm getting pain in the back of my head for some reason. I swear I got that in the other reading, and I just wonder if someone wasn't hit in the head prior, or I don't know. I keep getting reference to like that time when Ted Bundy came in and he like the first thing he did was hit him over the head. Like I don't know why that's coming in. It's kind of I don't know why that's coming in.
Okay.
But it is. See, she's saying George Michael again.
Oh, geez.
I don't know what that means. I mean, we thought it was for the song, but the guy might kind of look like it. Like might look like a younger version of him or something, like with the beard and mustache. But like more messed up. Cause she said he's not cute, but like he has like the features. He was just too old. So you don't know, that might be like that those names might be significant, like either Michael or George, or it might be, I'm not really sure. Like we thought it was, and it could have multiple meanings because things can have multiple meanings. But
Right.
because she said it again, so it repeated. I don't know. I get the name Derek, which is kind of weird. And there's something about, again, like these killers with the 13th. I think it has something to do with that feeling of what horror movies give about the 13th. Your bad luck. You know?
Yeah.
Almost like I'm repeating Friday the 13th, only it wasn't Friday. It kind of how it comes across. I also get the name James. And for some reason, I don't know, was that name the name that I got when I woke up with the name, and I'll look when I'm done. I woke up with the name in my head, and I know it was a J name, and I can't remember if it was Jason or James. These can be first, middle, or last as well. And they might be associates or whatever. It's weird, but I think like some of their, like, for some reason I keep going back to Jack because I think maybe he's seen him or knew him or something like that. Like there's something with the friends seeing him before or something like that, but not recognizing it. You know what I mean? Like they're not putting two and two together.
Okay.
Because kind of like Ted Bundy was, okay. No one really suspected him. I mean, this guy's kind of creepy, but I think in certain ways he's charming as well. But he comes across as more of a lurker to me. Like he's watching a lot, but at the same time, I feel like he could be really sociable if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And I wonder if because if Ethan didn't play football, I'm wondering why I'm getting the football again, unless this guy used to play or really likes it. I'm trying to see what his house looks like. Sometimes I can get address numbers, but they come in separately, but I'm not really getting an address number. 13 still feels significant, though, more than just the day.
Okay.
Like, it might have a significance to him.
Okay.
So I think his house could be blue, actually. I know I got that in the beginning, and there's a lot of blue houses around there, but I'm like not getting another color besides blue, but I get like there's I feel like it might be a kind of a little rundown, but not bad. And I really don't think anybody would suspect this guy. He doesn't have a record for like what do they call him, like sexual predator. Like he's not in the system for that. And I feel like he still has. I get like a couple of cement steps in the front. I wonder why I kept seeing him go up steps before, unless he was like he knows somebody in the apartment building behind him, or he has, I don't really know what that's about because I go back to when I was going upstairs, you know, like maybe I lived in an apartment building or something. Because I keep switching back and forth from the apartment building with the stairs going up to this blue house with the chain link fence around it and the tree in the back and the burying of the knife. He doesn't want to get rid of
Okay.
the knife because it's means something to him, but he doesn't want it in his house in case they come looking for it. Because I'm wondering about a digital footprint because I hear digital footprint. That might be where he messed up. I feel like he might be smart enough to maybe cover his tracks because I get like maybe he could be sort of like he's kind of geeky and smart. Like I feel like he was actually really smart in college. And he might actually be really good technologically.
Okay.
But I still hear digital footprint, so I don't know if they're going to be able to track anything off the digital footprint or not. This is what he does, though. This is like he just saw her and became like super infatuated with her, and then it became this obsession and this following and stalking. But it's like lurking, like it's not like you know.
Yeah.
He's got a psycho. There's something wrong. I mean, obviously, for someone to do something like this, there's something wrong. But there's something
Right.
psychologically that's not right.
Yeah.
It I don't get like. I wonder if it's like a multiple personality or like another personality, or if or he might say that he has another personality, or if it's just I'm just a psycho sociopath. Because there's something that comes in where there's other sides to him, and that might
Okay.
just be kind of like Ted Bundy, like how he was able to charm people and show everybody, and no one ever thought like he would be the one. Like it's kind of like that. Like I
Right.
don't think anybody would ever think, like, I think maybe they think he's odd and stuff like that. Like, I do think he went to that because I keep getting the alma mater or the reference to the school or the college that he used to go there. He used to be there. Like, but I feel like, again, it comes in, he was either dropped out or kicked out. He didn't finish. That's why he doesn't have a really good job.
Okay.
I see him around that area a lot as far as, like around the stores and stuff. He might have came into her work and been a customer even. I feel like he would come around, but I don't think she knew who he was. Like she didn't know really who he was. Like he probably pretended to be someone else online or
Right.
whatever. It was like
Yeah.
a follower of hers. I hear the words lost control. Like he just lost control. But it's weird because I do see him like sitting in a car, like watching. And I don't know if it's the house or what. It kind of comes across that way. But has anybody ever seen the show Obsession Dark Desires? What this turned into. If you guys have not seen that show, watch that show. Great show. If you can find it. That's what this turned into. And because they're referencing that show to me.
Okay.
Which is basically people that are obsessed and act on it and end up killing people.
Yeah.
And there was actually a serial killer that they put on there, the chameleon, the one that was a chameleon. And the girl actually escaped him. But he was stalking her as well. I just give up references because they give it to me. So hold on, I've got to plug in my computer real quick.
Okay.
Sorry if that distracts. I'm having this like really hard time breathing. I didn't have that problem before. It's like I can't breathe at all. I feel like the chest was a major thing with her for some reason.
Right.
She was stabbed a lot in the chest.
Yeah.
like again, this comes across and it always came as major overkill, but I think with her maybe even more.
Oh,
It's almost like she's saying like she was stabbed, like she was stabbed more than anybody else or something like that.
yeah.
Or there's something different with the way things were done with her, or
Right.
I don't know. Then I don't know. I see writing in blood, but I don't know if it's symbolic. It's kind of weird. I don't really know.
Okay.
That came in before. But I see him down in that downtown. Is it like a downtown area with like all the shops and stuff? Like I see him walking around down there.
Yeah. It's
Like
all
I
pretty
just see it.
close together.
Okay, so is it like sidewalks with like a bunch of little shops and stuff? Because I see him like walking along those sidewalks, just like hanging out. He wears that jacket a lot. Or he did. And I swear he wears
Yeah.
like some kind of work boots or something. I'm trying to get into more of what he does, and it's like I don't really know. It's kind of weird. I hear like Mr. Fix It. Like maybe he
Oh.
fixes things for people or something. Including like plumbing or stuff like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know why I'm getting that as well.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't see anybody else around. I just see one.
Yeah. You've always
Because
got one.
I'm trying to follow him. Like as she's showing me like him walking around and stuff. He's like by himself. Like I don't see a partner. I just don't.
Right.
And this was able to be done by one person because Ted Bundy did it. But
Yeah.
this is where I think like the stealthness comes into play.
Yeah.
He's got something in his background that would make him be able to get in and out of a house real easy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's the military thing or that's something else. Maybe he wanted to be a cop at one time. It's kind of weird because that came in the other reading. Like I was getting like the badge and stuff, and that's something that kind of won't go away, and I don't really know significance. I don't know if it was something he was at one point, like if it's in his background, or he is.
Somebody made a comment like a bar security guard.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he's a security guard at. That's the one thing that's not coming in. I mean, I was getting a mall the other day, but I don't know.
Okay.
I know he hangs out at the bar all the time, but I don't see
Yeah.
him like being like a bouncer or anything like that. And
Okay.
again, it could be in his past or it could be something that he does now. I don't really know, but that's something that like a blue uniform, maybe. I don't know. But this is he smokes. I'm seeing they're showing me he smokes. He's a little stressed out
Okay.
right now by all the police presence and stuff, but at the same time he knows that they're not onto him. Like he keeps going over in his mind if he did everything to not get caught. But I see him smoking. I think that came in before.
Yeah.
Also they show me I'm going back to his house. There's a walkway and it goes up to two 2 stairs. Now, why am I being pulled between the apartment and by an apartment unless he knows somebody in an apartment? He might know somebody, and that might be why I got the going up the stairs. I don't really know because it's almost like unless like there was an empty one around there or something that he went into afterwards. I don't really know.
Okay.
Because it's like I get a walkway and then like a couple cement stairs that go into this house. I keep getting 13. I wonder if it's in the address. Because we know this happened on the 13th, but I feel like there's another meaning to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to put it with the the house at the same time, which I don't really know, and that might not be a full address. I don't really know why I keep wanting to put it with the house. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
And I don't really know. Just like really struggling to breathe here. I don't know if she has any pictures on her Instagram of like her in a bikini or something. It's almost like he commented on that or something. Because I keep getting that picture, but it's like it's a post or it might be a similar post, and then they take me to the comments. Like he's in those
Okay.
comments.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they're doing that, and I don't know if she even has a picture like that or something similar.
Somebody said she does in Hawaii. She was just looking.
Okay. All right. So it would I don't know if he deleted them since then, but that's kind of interesting. That's a good validation.
Yeah.
Back of my neck is hurting too for some reason. I'm trying to see if this guy like has any like significant tattoos or anything like that, because like he's covered. I see him covered up. I think he works out though. I think he's in really good shape. Because I get like muscles with him or like and I don't know if he necessarily goes out, like he could just do push-ups or whatever at home, like
Right.
I mean he might even be the jogger that I was getting before.
Uh-huh.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like he's an active type person for his age. Like he still wants to be young. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's like and that's why I can't figure out a real age, because I feel like he's older, but he still wants to be young. He still wants to be in the
Yeah.
college life. He still likes the college girls. Like he still wants to hang around the frats. Like it's still his mentality is still he still wants to be in that kind of life.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense at all. I don't know people like that. I wonder if they're trying to give me the name Michael because of the George Michael, and then now they're showing me someone that I know that was like that. Like he's older, like probably 50s now, but he always wants to act younger, and his name is Michael. I don't know if that's to reference the name or
Okay.
to reference just the personality, kind of like, he hung out with a younger crowd and dressed younger and things like that.
Right.
So it is possible that he also hunts, because they're showing me him with, I don't want to see that. Cutting things off of an animal. I don't know if that's hunting or he did that for another. I don't know. I don't know what that is. survivalist here, the word survivalist.
Okay.
But it's almost like the alcoholism. I get a reference to PTSD. But I don't know, for some reason I just it's kind of hard to get a handle on him.
Okay.
Which I'm trying to get more from her, like validation stuff.
Right. There was somebody that commented on a house. It's 713 Queen Road, and it's blue. It has 2 steps, and then is another place in the same driveway with taller steps, and then an American flag. Could signify
Interesting.
military.
Right. Interesting. Because we know sometimes I can pull addresses like that. Because I got a 7 before, but it'll come in separately, like with Quentin, the 3-5, and we found it was like 535. So,
Yeah.
and that interconnects here because isn't that like the sorority or something have 3-5 in it, or the frat? There's
735.
so I like kind of interconnects Quentin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of interconnects Quentin with the 3-5. I think that's interesting.
I'm pretty sure it was 735 on that too.
Which has to do with the timing, of him being found and this happening. The 3-5 is interconnecting kind of in a weird way.
Yeah, it was 735. Yep.
Yeah, and then Quentin's house was 535. So it's the 3-5 is that's kind of weird. I don't know why she's showing me a bat. I don't know. I don't know if it's a tattoo. I don't know if it symbolized Halloween. Something specific with Halloween. Usually I get pumpkin for that. So I'm not really sure why I see a bat. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that name Jason also comes in. I'm getting a lot of names, but that could just be his people that might know him or whatever. Or connected, or first, middle, last, or another case. I don't know.
For what name? I'm sorry, what did you get?
Jason.
Okay.
I think I got either James or Jason the other morning, and when I woke up I wrote it down.
Okay.
Angela just got me off track with her comment.
Oh, I didn't see her comment.
Oh, well, look, she's talking about something has a Durango in front. I'm trying to see because I'm not really getting much else.
Okay.
Except for I don't think I said this is for entertainment purposes only, did I? This is for entertainment purposes only. I did put it on my thing. Psychic medium impressions, not factual information. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Okay. It's got to take the clues from all of these things and cut it together. So I'm going to try to get something from Maddie, like that's specific to her.
Okay.
She shows me gymnastics. I don't know if she ever did gymnastics as a kid, but that kind of comes in, or tumbling or something like that. Or it could be someone connected to her. there's a reference to a birthday cake, so I don't know if someone's birthday's coming up or just passed. That came in before for someone else, but she's showing me that. She shows me like bubbly personality, like she would attract all kinds, she said. Really friendly. She says probably too friendly.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love my family. I think she only shows me like a single, like she doesn't have any brothers or sisters. I don't think. Like she just shows me they're standing alone. So
Okay.
but this is why I feel like Kaylee and her were like sisters. Like she was the family kind of that she didn't have, or the siblings or whatever. Like they feel that whole family, those two, the families and them feel very close. Like I said in one of my other readings, like before I like ever knew anything, that I feel like they were sisters or best friends and like family. Like they come across like that.
Right.
And so I feel also like Kaylee's family is also honoring her. Like they're honoring them together. It comes across as memorializing them together.
Yes.
And so I don't even know if their funerals might be together, but it comes across as they're honoring them together in some way or another.
Yeah. Definitely.
And there's something that's different, like
she was an only child.
She says my parents don't know how to handle this. I was all they had.
Yeah. Yep.
They thought I was safe.
Yep.
She says never in their wildest dreams. But I feel like she's like super smart and she got good grades. Like good grades comes in a lot with her. Or she didn't really have to try very hard either, I don't think. I mean, she partied a lot. She said she partied a lot, but she she was still trying to make her parents proud. She comes across as, they sent her to college. She was there to learn and to party, she says, but she was trying to make them proud.
Right.
And she was making a lot of good memories and she was having a lot of fun, is what she says. And I don't know where the volleyball comes in with her, if she played it or if someone else plays it, or she liked to watch the games. I'm really not sure because I'm seeing that as well. Or she had a friend that played volleyball. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
She said she could be a real goofball at times. And she says there's a lot of people that are mourning all of them. She says even ones that really didn't like her. I keep pulling up pink with her for some reason. I don't know if she liked it or something.
Okay.
I still keep getting like something big being done at that school for them. Some kind of memorial. And I'm not just talking about, I mean, I think it goes further than a candlelight thing. I think they're gonna have their pictures up. I get a reference to like scholarship funds or something like that. But it's like a huge, it's gonna be like a huge deal, a huge memorialization. I keep seeing their pictures on the wall. And she shows me like Ethan, like with his jersey, like they're gonna retire it or something like that. And like they show me their like there's going to be specific things, but they show me like all their pictures in like a big memorial wall. Like that's what they keep showing me, or she keeps showing me.
Okay.
Um
Her favorite color was pink.
okay. I'm wearing her favorite color. So there's
I noticed that.
yeah. There's I wonder if they're each going to have their own scholarship, because I don't know, it's kind of weird how it comes in.
Yeah.
Like it's not just for one, but maybe for each of them or something, in like the different studies that they were doing.
Yep.
I get like social services. I wonder if she was thinking about doing social services or something like that. I'm not really sure, because I get like I hear social services
Okay.
or something along those lines anyways. She says I wanted to make a difference. I feel like she wanted to make a difference with her major. It wasn't just something like, that was just
Yeah.
a regular job. It was, she wanted to make a difference.
Right.
I really feel like towards, I don't know, she feels like a really good-hearted person. I wonder.
Yeah.
I see her writing stuff down, so I don't know if she kept track of things or if she just liked to doodle, or I'm not really sure what that's about. It's kind of weird, like, because I keep seeing a notebook. Like, I don't know if she liked to doodle on her notebook, sometimes college students will do. I don't know if she did that or if, like, she kind of wrote, like, a diary. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I also get the month of July, birthday,
Okay.
passing anniversary, her, someone else connected, or something around this case. In the month of March as well.
Okay.
I keep seeing this guy out of like people's houses. It's outside in the dark in his car or something. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if he's trying to watch to see somebody else. He's getting the thirst for it again, if that makes sense. Like, this is starting to go away. The everything that he got from it starting to go away.
Yeah.
And so he's needing to fulfill that again. I feel like this was pent up for a really long time, and now that he's done it, the thrill and the what do you call it? Like the adrenaline and everything. It's like all that's starting to go down, but like he experienced all that during the act. You know what I mean? Like he really now
Right.
he's like got a bloodlust. And I think I don't know, for some reason his victims seem like they're gonna be similar, or they are, I don't know, or it's just convenient. I hear the word convenient. But for some reason, like I really get that, and I really get that Ted Bundy feel, like with the kind of girls he likes, or the sorority, like the sorority type. Like I kind of get that. There's a lot of other similarities. I don't know, and I'm curious if like I hear planet placements. So I'd be curious if the planet placements weren't similar here at this time as they were when Ted Bundy hit. Because that
Okay.
kind of comes in like weird. And I get a lot of music around her too, so I don't know if she liked to sing. I know that like they like to dance and stuff because that came in the other live, but I don't know if she liked to goof off singing or whatever. I also hear the word skits, so I don't know if they did little skits, but keep losing your picture. Like just goofy stuff. She says like goofy stuff.
Right.
She said they were just having fun.
Yeah.
She said, I just want my parents to know I love them.
Okay.
And I tried to make them proud of me. Because again, she goes back to the grades. So I don't know if she was like getting good grades or whatever. Or trying to get good grades. Like she was trying to make them proud of her for whatever she was doing. See, I get like that counselor or social services or psychologist, like all that energy comes in around her,
Right.
as maybe what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. I just feel like she was a good-hearted person like that, but she was very magnetic too. Like I feel like she attracted people to her. You know what I mean? Like easily.
Yeah.
Like you know how some influencers they just have that charisma or whatever about them. They just attract people. She just attracts people.
Yeah.
But not always good
Yeah.
people. But that's how it comes across.
Yeah.
So I don't feel that this was any like the way that it's coming across. It doesn't feel like it was anybody younger, which is what I was like you guys. I was like questioning what I was getting about the older person, but
Right.
I think that's because they said, oh, he's young and sloppy. But I just think that in this kind of crime scene would have been sloppy anyways. When you have that much rage built inside of you, you know what I mean? And he's a psychopath. Like I just don't get that he's like I feel like he acts young or wants to be young, but and that's why I can't tell real in age, but I feel like he's older. I don't feel like he's in school anymore. And so like I was questioning that because there's a lot of stuff that came in, you know, that was validating other people, but that can just validate people in their lives, you know.
Right.
They could just be showing me those people for certain reasons. I don't know. Maybe they know somebody or maybe they seen something or maybe they know the guy, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's not always just about the killer. It can be about other things surrounding their lives and their people and all of that.
Right.
I get an R too for some reason. They show me an R and they circle it. So I don't know if it's an initial or what the heck it is.
Okay.
Weird that ballet comes in again. I know that came in before, and I don't know if maybe she did it when she was younger or something like that. Or I'm not really sure the significance of that.
Right. I mean, she could have.
Yeah, she could have, and we just don't know, you know.
Yeah.
That might be something she did even because I danced as a kid. Like I did ballet and stuff when I was like little.
Yeah.
Well, I think she gave a lot of information. I'm not really getting much anymore. Like I'm not getting much anymore at all.
Okay. Could the George Michael thing be like? Could he have been playing that song?
I don't
During
know.
it?
That's something that one serial killer did, and I don't know. He could just kind of maybe favor him too, you know, like
Right.
but not like he might be a cross between like Ted Bundy and George Michael. Like the more like the pictures of like with the beard and mustache, like maybe he looks more like him when he has that because they both have curly hair, him and Ted. I'm
Right.
just curious if that might be what's going on. You guys have to
Right.
see this. Oh, she's doing it.
Aww.
She's got her head all tucked in. Like,
Kitty.
Yeah, I know Angela says something about. Okay.
The Durango.